This E3, Square Enix announced something that caught me by surprise. After Life is Strange ended, I honestly thought that the IP was done, or that Don't Nod would keep the universe but move on to a different set of characters for another game. What we got was kinda the latter. Life is Strange Before the Storm was only given to us as a teaser, with a big pre-order now sticker on it, but the gist is thus. You play, assumedly, as Chloe before she dyed her hair and became cool and hang out with Rachel. This excites me less than you'd think. My fascination with punky girls notwithstanding, I honestly don't understand what they're trying to do here. The main conceit of these Telltale-style adventure games is that your decisions will change the direction of the story. We all know that this is patently bullshit, and that these games work in a diamond pattern. Start at the same place, diverge, and find the way back to roughly the same area. I get that. But the main strength of the best of these games is making the player feel like they reached that conclusion based on their decisions, and making sure that the minor alterations based on what they did get to pick had a much better impact than it actually did. Life is Strange did this spectacularly, killing off or keeping or replacing characters, but ensuring that, in the long run, their living or dying doesn't really stop the bigger plot from moving behind the scenes. For example, Kate Marsh, the good Christian girl that got drugged, raped and put up on the internet for a whole congregation to see, whether she lives or dies barely makes any impact on the story except as emotional tender to help persuade someone later on in the season. Regardless of her living or dying, she still gets removed from the plot because she's either dead or remanded to hospital for therapy. And yet you don't begrudge Don't Nod for taking her out, because someone who almost took a 6-story high dive onto the pavement, they're probably not going to be in school for a while. But since this story happens in the modern day, everyone and their grandmother has a goddamn cell phone, so Kate still texts you as the story progresses, making you feel like she's still around, and giving you content and discussions you would never have got regardless. That's just fucking clever. The fact that they were this clever and disguised the diamond this fucking well in the first game makes me ask, why are you pulling back the curtain? Put it back! We don't want to see the wizard! Prequels for games like this are flawed on the most fundamental level in the fact we've already know what happened. Hell, thanks to Max's spooky time travel powers, we've probably already seen some of it. Letting us go through Chloe's life works as a bonus episode or something in the extras menu, but holy shit, don't make a game around it. We know the broad strokes of what's gonna happen already. Chloe is sad because Max is gone. Chloe does punk shit. Chloe meets Rachel. Vaguely homoerotic tension happens. Rachel disappears and dies. Chloe dyes her hair. That's the story, and those are the points that are going to have to be reached. That means you A, cannot be a cunt to Rachel. B, cannot have anyone die that appears in Life is Strange. C, cannot do anything to fix her relationship with her stepdad before Max gets there. And D, cannot do anything that puts Chloe on the town's map. Like terrorism or crime or whatever. The sheer amount of Chloe backstory that we know is staggering, since we spent almost every episode of the first game hanging out with her at least once, if not more. Small details may come to light and the journey's important, blah blah blah, but where's the tension gonna come in? If we see a character that's a clear bad guy but he was never seen or mentioned in the original game, what's your expectation gonna be? Oh, we know he dies or goes to prison by the end. Well, that's the season ruined. From a completely story-related perspective, this seems almost lazy. Well-tread ground is only going to get more well-tread. The only cool thing in this teaser is we see something kind of neat. We see Chloe's dad die, and present-day Chloe's in the back seat. What the hell was that? Is it a dream? More time travel? Now, unless Chloe was bullshitting us in the original game, she's never time traveled before, which means one of two things. A, Chloe gets time travel powers in this prequel but has mind wipes, or B, it's a dream and the trailer is cock teasing us. It's probably the second one. Now, if you've been paying attention, you might notice this has all been speculation and bitching about the story, and you'd be right. The reason for that is, we haven't seen jack nor shit about the actual gameplay of this prequel. I'm gonna be honest, my dudes, I'm not that hopeful. The Telltale gameplay style is something that Don't Nod took and improved on in the first game, making it be a lot smoother, non-linear, and giving us the ability to undo fuck-ups with Max's time powers. Now though, what's the gimmick gonna be? Will we even be able to redo choices, or am I gonna have to try and travel the old-fashioned way with my fingers on Alt F4? Don't get me wrong, I love fucking about as a teenage girl full of angst as much as the next guy, but without the gimmick keeping it fresh, this has the potential to just be as shitty as A New Frontier was. It's like making a prequel to The Walking Dead where Lee finds his wife fucking Senator, and your 3 episodes where Lee has adventures and then shoots a Senator. No matter what the hell you do, even if you do the put your balls in the Senator's mouth prompt, Lee is still going to wind up in the back of the cop car, and he's still going to wind up just as dead as everyone else from the first season. My name is Nozovix, I'm frustrated over a video game that stars my waifu, and this has been Staring At. Goodbye. Hey there everybody, thank you for watching. This has been the first Staring At that I've done in the old style for a very long time, and I just happened to get the sniffles, so my voice does not sound as good as it should do, so I apologize for that. And I just want to give a quick thank you to everyone that supports me on Patreon, because they're the reason that stuff like this happens. And if you want to be part of it and you want to be able to get in here and suggest things to be part of Staring At, then you can always click my Patreon link at the end here, and that'll take you where you need to go. Thank you for watching, everybody.